The Well. Wisdom and insight for worship leaders and music teams all around the world. For more details, email thewell@planetshakers.com.
Hi everyone and welcome to The Well.
Welcome to The Well.
Welcome to The Well.
We're in a hurry.
We are in a hurry because we've got a lot to do. Awakening is just around the corner.
Oh my
and
goodness.
We are just going crazy here.
We are.
A lot of things to produce, but we're well on the way.
Well,
We are well.
We're still praying for the wellness of BJ.
Yeah.
So why don't you continue to pray for him and believe for great healing for him.
Yes,
But in a
amen.
great replacement, we have Pastor Andy Harrison, our youth pastor here at Planetshakers, and our drummer. Great to have you on the show, Andy.
thank you very much for having me again.
Thanks for being here. Well, later we're going to talk about rehearsals. That's the topic of this week's episode. And
Very important to rehearse.
very important. And we're
Yes.
well in the way of
Lots
getting...
of wells today.
We're well on the way, in rehearsing for Planetshakers Awakening. So we've got some
Yes, oh my
footage to show you
goodness.
from that as well. It's going to be fun. But before we start, why don't we talk about last weekend?
And what did we do? We went to church. We had 4 services. Jonathan and I led in 3 of those 4 services in Melbourne campus.
That's right.
Andy drummed in the
did.
morning.
Andy drummed.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He did a good job, Andy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It was great. It was a great day.
It was a great day. We didn't have any new songs because and it was good though because we were just trying some.
Oh, but we had new words.
We did, and that was a funny thing. Why don't you explain
That
that?
was okay. So we've written this song, and we know the words. We know it as a church, and we had to.
They what you
change.
say locked in.
It was locked in.
Locked
We
in.
knew it off by heart. We could even close our eyes
We could say it backwards.
and say those words. Anyway,
that's right.
we were asked to change some of those words. So by an unnamed source. And so we were very submissive, and so we decided to change those words. And hilarious, because of course we as a band rehearsed it, knew it was up on the screen, but the congregation didn't know it.
No.
So they were there busy singing away and then realised, they're not the right words.
It was quite funny,
It was quite
actually.
funny.
It was a nice
It was
clash.
cute.
It's
Yeah.
like a free worship moment, basically. Everyone just singing their own thing.
And most people second guessed themselves. Like, thought they were going crazy because I thought these were the words, but look at those words up on the screen. Anyway, it was fun.
That's true. But we had a great service,
Yeah.
and the 4th service now we have more of a young adult focus, like the university, Plant Uni, and that was almost full. The building.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And you're involved in that a little bit more.
Well, somehow, yes, involved. But we're having a bit more fun with it, and it's just allowed to go a bit longer and things, so worship flows a bit more.
Yeah.
And like in the MC section, you and Brett Gill do it, and like it's a bit more of a comedy routine, isn't
Well,
it?
apparently, yes. We do some games or we do some different features and things, so yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's good to change it up and have fun at church, eh?
No, it is. And if you're ever in Melbourne, why don't you come to Planetshakers and check us out? And come to any service. We have 4 services. Check the website for more details.
Every week, we love to share with you what God has downloaded on our heart, and hopefully it encourages you. So today, it's over to Andy. Pastor Andy, should I
me.
say.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly. Well, here is my thought for the day, and it comes from Hebrews 11, verse 6, which says
Good one.
that it takes faith to please God, or without faith, it's impossible to please God. And, everything we're talking about on the Well is to do with worship teams, and everything we want to do in worship is to please God. And so it takes this addition of faith, though, not just to sing the songs, not just to do a well-routine service, not even just to be diligent. We want to be diligent with rehearsals, all of that stuff, but it takes the addition of faith.
Yeah.
And so as we're preparing for Awakening and, this big event for us, we're adding all of our faith into it. It's faith that makes a difference. It's faith that God responds to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would want to encourage everybody out there today, for this week with your worship team, push your worship team this week to operate in faith, great faith, because their faith sets the atmosphere for the whole meeting.
Yeah.
And so who knows what God has been waiting to do, waiting on the faith of the worship team. So
Amen.
that's my thought.
Amen.
Good thought.
So this week on The Well, we're talking about rehearsals. Rehearsals come in all different shapes and sizes, depending on your church and your culture. And we've had a different journey of all different types of rehearsals. Andy, how did we start rehearsing as a church?
We actually didn't start rehearsing very much.
That's
at
right.
all.
Well, we
Together.
rehearsed at home.
Yes.
We rehearsed at home.
Home rehearsals.
Individual rehearsals.
And that's one of the main points that we want to talk about today is my philosophy, and I'm sure you guys would agree, the best rehearsal time space you could possibly do is by yourself at home learning the song as much as you can.
Definitely.
Because, I grew up in a church where we used to have every Thursday night rehearsal, and we used to come to the rehearsal not knowing any song, and then we all listen to the song together, and it's great, way of community and working together as a team.
Yes, but too long.
It's a waste of time.
Oh my goodness.
You probably get through one, maybe two. No, you wouldn't even get through two. We work on one song the whole night, and it still wouldn't be perfect. So the way what we do here at Planetshakers is we all send out the demos to every single person on the team, and every person has to learn their part on that demo exactly as they hear it. Sometimes they don't always get it perfectly right, but they do their best shot.
Yeah.
And basically bringing all those parts together on a Sunday, all those well-learnt parts, produces a much more quality sound and more accurate sound to what we're trying to
Very efficient. That's what we are.
Yeah.
And then you, as a music director, can go through and point things out
and
along
tell
the way
people off.
to fine-tune. Tell people, I get told off sometimes. No, but even for my own brain to remember something, it's so much easier. We're going through, there's one part that I thought I knew it wasn't quite right. We stop, adjust it. Now I know.
Yeah.
Bam. Rather than having to go over and learn it on the spot. It's just adjusting things on the spot. So
and less pressure, right? Because when you're on the spot, you feel the pressure of, I got to get this right. But at home, you rehearse it, your brain gets used to it, your muscles get used to it, and so you come with greater confidence, surely.
Definitely.
It's just so true. It is so true. And I shared that thing when we were in Malaysia, and I didn't articulate it the best. Maybe I'll do a better job this time. But when they were building the temple,
tell us about that.
They did all the work, all the masonry, I believe they call it, shaping the stones, making the stones perfect on an exterior site.
Yes.
So when they brought them to the temple, they fitted in perfectly.
Yeah, but then they didn't make noise.
They didn't need to make clanging noise.
Yes, at the temple.
So all of that
respect,
clanging,
honor for God.
Exactly.
Treating his temple as a very precious place.
That's right. And immediately when I read that, I thought that's so true. Like when we do practices at home, we're getting rid of all the clanging and noise and all that annoying stuff at home.
Yes.
So when we bring the song to church, we bring in the best form, the best, our best version of that song, and that's what God is worthy of. So maybe you don't do that way in your church, but we encourage you to maybe look into that.
Yeah, or take your own initiative and say, you know what, I'm going to learn the latest song. Even if they haven't decided to choose that, a part of our worship at our church, I'm going to learn that song and that song and that song and get yourself ready and prepared.
Yeah, and if you're doing an older song, I'm sure on YouTube there's millions of tutorials of how to play that song on your instrument.
Millions of tutorials for sure.
Millions. And so, take some initiative like Pastor Sam said and search it out and give your best to God. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We want to give the best to God.
Yeah, we do.
And I would say people just get used to doing things, don't you? If you know you've got rehearsal every week, it's human nature, you just leave things for that rehearsal. And so we know though, when we've got a rehearsal, it's like, oh, that's a big deal now.
Yeah.
So we want to bring our best. So you do practice up, you do warm up before the rehearsal, you come early, set up well for the rehearsal, because it becomes a bigger deal. So.
And now the standard is so high that it's almost like the focus is on you in a bad way if you really are stuffing up. And we don't do that to pressure people, or maybe we do. No, we don't. But it's the standard of excellence is so high that we always talk about bringing people up to that rather than lowering our bar down to their level. Because it is in people to rise up and get better.
Yeah. And I like what Andy does when we're rehearsing for, say, a big event like Awakening. He's got his little notebook and he'll take little notes or record things or have his drum tech there ready to record things to make sure he doesn't miss anything. And that's a high standard of musicianship.
It is very high. Yeah. And one of the most important things we do before rehearsing is praying. We always pray before rehearsing, and it's the most important thing. Before every Sunday rehearsal, before every conference rehearsal, we always pray and dedicate to the Lord and ask for His creativity and His efficiency in our rehearsing. Because you can, if you're not switched on, you can make a rehearsal go way longer than you need to.
Oh man!
And so we try to be very efficient with our time that the Lord has given us.
Yes.
So that being said, why don't we show the lovely viewers and listeners of The Well some behind-the-scenes footage of our rehearsal last Saturday, getting ready for this year's Planetshakers Awakening.
Try that just with phone. That you can change the polarity. Yeah, I'm sure it'll work. Yeah, right. We are at Planetshakers. What's this room called? Video studio.
This is the Christmas production room. Yes, it is.
And we're setting up
What do you got?
some pedals, some amps, some keyboards.
Green juice, that's what's interesting.
Green juice.
Yum.
Apple, cos lettuce, lettuce. Cos lettuce, coconut water, cucumber, spinach, mint, lime, parsley, green tea.
Oh, no good.
It's alright.
Okay.
Yellow leads. It's all about the tone and the yellow leads. That's where
Does
all
it
the tone
bring more
comes from. Totally.
Really?
Absolutely. It's like red cars go faster.
Yellow
leads
leads
sound better.
sound better. There you go.
Did you just say it at the same time as me, so it seemed like your idea?
Yeah. I was on the same track.
Yeah, maybe we try on the phone.
We're going out with them for dinner.
Oh, okay. Hey.
What up, boys? How you going?
We're going well. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
What are we going on here?
Well, this is the B setup. This is the emergency setup.
Oh, okay.
Worst comes to worst, we'd have to use this, but I don't think we ever would. So, bless the Lord. I don't have a problem with it. No way. No way.
Hey. That's right there.
That's a pretty lovely setup we've got going on.
Oh, that's right. It's orange.
Gangster Scott.
Hello.
Prince Skull. He's a bit of a gangster.
Original OG. Come to Awakening. Or else. You better sign up. You better.
Okay.
Believe it.
Hey, that Alex.
Josh Ham.
You almost hit my base.
Oh,
That would have been sad.
This is really bad footage. I'm so close to you. There's a lot of noise going on here.
That's because of guitars.
Guitarists these days. Well, actually, not just these days. Most days.
You a lot. Yeah, that's true. Let's make some noise.
So let's use that beat too.
Yeah, it's on there. Important business meeting.
Bring my best praise, so I do sacrifice. Oh, to you, with my whole heart.
Is he reverb in a stadium? Is that bad?
And another thing,
Depends on the stadium.
I thought you'd want like a real
Will,
clean.
in that part, in the last down chorus, you started to bring in this or something.
Too early.
Too early. Yeah, bring it on the beat. You have it all. Whatever the.
I thought you want like a real clean sound.
Depends on the PA and the room. If the room's
Yeah, it's E over G sharp.
But being high sense.
so Jim will probably let you know more or less.
No. Oh, you playing the chorus?
Depends.
Yeah, it's all piano.
Depends how
Give
long.
my- Like the last chorus. Do that. What you do in the last chorus, do in the first chorus.
That's funny. That's what that line is.
One thing that I know that you are faithful. Yes, you are faithful.
At the intro bit, that.
Where does it do that? At the end of it. Yeah. Why don't you do that? That can be the acoustic guitar feature. Don't do the acoustic guitar, something to do with the press.
Yes, I'll practice that bit. Don't worry.
Sweet.
Spotlight's on you.
What's next on the agenda? I'm free. Mitch and Andy. What do we got going on here, Ham?
Fretless bass.
Fretless bass. What a treat. That's fun.
Wonderful.
That's fun, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, let's just start clicking. Mitch can start.
Yes.
If you have any questions you want answered, write them into the well@planetshakers.com. We'd love to answer your questions. So first question here is from Steph, and she says, I learn/play piano and want more than anything to get to the point where I can sing and worship at church.
Great.
At the moment, though, when I try, I get muddled up, and because I'm concentrating on what I'm playing, my mind won't let me do both like my heart wants to do. So just wanting to know if you guys have any tips or advice on how I can work towards this, or is this something that gradually just happens as you become more and more familiar with what you're playing?
Yes. Well, you're a
Yeah.
piano player and singer at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't play piano and sing at the same time.
No, but we have talked about this a lot on The Well before, about, you know, really being so skilled on your instrument that it releases you not to have to think about it so much.
Yeah.
And so me playing the piano and singing, still some rhythms that you have to play on the piano compared to some melodies that you're singing at the same time is very challenging. And same with the guitar. And so sometimes I simplify what I'm playing on the piano so I can focus on the melody of what I'm singing. Generally, a song is all about the melody. It's all about singing that vocal. So you don't want to be doing too much crazy stuff on your piano that causes you not to deliver the melody properly. So sometimes, you know, just simplify. Does that help, do you think?
Yes. And look, practice. You just got to do it and do it and do it and do it until, you're not really thinking too much about what you're playing.
Is there anything you think in your head, though, that helps you differentiate between the two? Or is it literally just lock off to this, your muscles know what to do, and now you're thinking about this?
Usually I think of burgers, and then if I'm like a nice cheeseburger. No.
He's just teasing.
I honestly feel like I'm at the place on the piano, skill level wise now, that I can switch off from it. Next question is from Patrick, who says, can you guys please do an episode on how you use tracks and get them to sync with the metronome? As a church, we're in the process of writing our own praise songs, but we want to create our own track so that we can have all the synth goodness live.
Ooh,
the
goodness.
So, Andy, why don't you just quickly explain to people how we run tracks?
Quickly.
Quickly.
Did I say quickly? Quickly. That's how quick I'm trying to be.
Well, we do it very, very easily from an app on our iPad called SoundQ. You can download that, and basically we just import straight from iTunes our tracks, which are some synth lines with a click track already in there. And so obviously then one side goes to front of house, one side, you know, you can keep the click in your ears. Now that's a pretty set form, so when we go outside of that form, we know what the tempo is of each song, that we also have a drum machine with another click track ready to click start if we go outside of that track. It's not perfect, it does mean you lose some synth sounds, but It's fine. It frees us up. We're able to still do those sounds,
Yeah.
and we still stay in time by having the drum machine.
That's why it's good for the keyboard player to know the parts too on the synth, so they can.
Absolutely.
That's when that's their time to shine, when the tracks get turned off.
Yeah.
Next question is from Andreas, who is from Jakarta, Indonesia. Does anybody know how to say hello in Indonesian?
Hola.
Hello.
Hola.
No, that's Spanish.
Pretty sure it's Spanish. What is the meaning of the Limitless video? I've watched it about 1 million times. That is a lot of times. I don't think it's even done 1 million counts on YouTube, so I don't know how that's possible. No, it has gone over 1 million, so you have done it. And
It was just him.
and it was released, but I don't understand what the girl is doing in the video. Do you guys want to answer that? Do you remember what the Limitless video clip is?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. The girl is being set free of her limits.
Yeah, she's in a little room, as you'll
Yeah.
notice. But then so a limitation in our human nature is gravity, right? Holds you down. We thought, how can we just break that limit? And so you notice we start to float in that room. It's like the limitations that are on us get broken off.
Yes.
And
she's walking up the stairs, breaking those limitations.
yeah, out into the rooftop where there's no
Yeah.
limit. So that's
And the balloon goes.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
So hopefully that brings clarity. If you have any questions, write them into thatwell@planetshakers.com, and next week we will answer them for you. Before we go, we've got to give people advice. One line of advice. Andy, why don't you start us off?
Just be great
Yeah, good.
at everything you do.
That's good advice.
So good.
Yeah, Pastor Sam.
And believe God for this weekend that He's going to do amazing things for us. It's going to be Easter, so we are lifting up the name of Jesus and everything that He's done, believing what He's done on the cross is a completed work. It is
Amen.
finished, and He's risen from the grave, so we're going to believe.
That's right. And I want to encourage people to log on and watch Planetshakers Awakening live.
very good
Wherever
advice.
you are.
Very
If
good.
you're not in Melbourne. If you're in Melbourne, you need to come to the High Tense Arena. But if you're not, you can watch it on Daystar on TV. Otherwise, you can watch it through our website, planetshakers.com, and it's going to bless you greatly.
Got to join us. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being with us today. Thanks, Pastor Andy, for being the
Yeah,
guest.
thank you.
And we will look forward to seeing you next week at Planetshakers Awakening.
Woohoo!